I just want to say really fast about Boosie is like, at this point, Boosie, is there something you want to tell us? You sitting up here thinking about Lil Nas giving people head and things. And we know you was in prison. And we know that prison can be like a sorority, you know. It could be like a old fraternity, you know, old frat party. So, you know, in some cases. So what was it really giving that's got you just so enamored with, you know, what Lil Nas is doing sexually? Is there something you want to tell us? There's so much going on, you know, in the industry with this, you know, with Brother Polite and all of these leaders. It just makes me just take a look at Black consciousness and, you know, it's just a hustle right now. You know, consciousness is becoming a hustle. People hustling, you know, other people. And I mean, I can't blame them, child. We sent out here to have experiences. If, you know, there's people gonna be ducks and people gonna be sheep and people gonna be wolves and some people gonna be a mixture of the two. You know what I'm saying? Lay lim, lay lur on that ass, you know. So, you know, it is what it is. I just honestly, it's just, I don't have the capacity at this point in time. I'm just trying to, you know, do the things that please me and, you know, give me joy, you know, because I spend so much of my life carrying the world on my shoulders thinking that I could save somebody, when the truth is, honey, the only person you can save is yourself, and you let saving yourself be an example for somebody else. I am happy for Lil Nas. I'm happy to see a Lil Nas accomplishing the things that he's accomplishing and doing the things that he's doing, because he's chocolate with a big nose and thick lips and some C4 hair, and, you know, he's just a beautiful human being. But I am concerned about him being puppeteered. I am concerned about some of the goals and the motives with how he's being branded, and I see some things in his future that I don't want to see. You know, I see the light-skinned replacement who's going to be more androgynous than him. You know, I see them working out the kinks, because he is the most famous openly gay artist that we've ever seen during this season of heightened awareness, because I'm sure that we've had other talented queer artists throughout time and space. Like, I'm sure that this is not the first time that a queer artist has ever been lifted or exalted, you know, to such heights. With the things that he's doing, the trolling and, you know, and just the attention seeking and just, you know, and so many people are supporting it because we want to see, for a change, the dark skin, you know, big lip, kinky head, you know, queer person. You know, I don't want to use the word gay, because for me, gay specifically implies that this is just about a man, you know, who likes men. And, you know, the origin of the word gay was more about pointing out males who resonated closely with their feminine side and their foremothers, and they weren't able to hide it. So, you know, it has changed over time because gay men didn't want that stigma. But queer really envelops, for me, all types of conversations. Like, it opens the door to not necessarily being at one end of the spectrum, only wanting to be with the same sex or only wanting to be with the opposite sex, but, you know, liking different degrees of both sexes, you know. So queer just, you know, there's just more space in queer. I don't like the is or the is and ain't, you know, the left or right. I don't like that. I like, you know, the middle ground, because it's a lot of us who are in the middle ground that get erased, you know. But the industry makes its money off of extremes and off of promoting the binary, because the binary promotes different. It promotes segregation. it promotes that. But when we start realizing that, hey, I came from my mother and my father, and I'm a little bit of both of them, and it's natural for me to, embody seed and egg, womb and seed. That's a natural thing. Like, when we start to develop those conversations and start to have them more deeply and more profoundly, then we realize that we're not so separated at all. And then the herd can come together, which is the people can come together, and they can trample these predators that don't want to take that season to be prey. They just want to continuously be predator. They don't want to live in balance. They just want to be a predator their entire existence. They just want to feast on the weak, feast on the ones that they could manipulate, feast on the sheep. They just want to be big old fat greedy wolves their whole life. They don't want any balance. They want the sun to shine on them for 24 hours a day while the rest of us live in darkness, and that's just not the tea. I'm thankful for Lil Nas's example, but I can already see where this is going. I definitely think that Lil Nas is preparing the way for his replacement. So I want to see how long he's going to stay at the top, but the more people give him life, the more people talk about him, the more numbers he does. It won't be long before the machine say, hey, let's do what we did to Little Kim with Nicki Minaj, and then what we did with Nicki Minaj with Cardi B. Let's do what we did with Tupac with Jay-Z. Let's bring in the replacement, And so Lil Nas, my prayer for you is that you continue to take care of yourself inwardly, so that you will be able to handle when you are not being worshipped and exalted, and keep your sanity and keep your peace, and know that your gifts come, your true gifts come from within, and no one can ever take that from you. Don't be afraid to walk away if you ever need to, no matter what no one else thinks, what nobody else says. If you got to choose between you and giving people an illusion of you, always go with you. Because the art you can always create, because you've already accomplished things that have yet to be accomplished in this phase of awareness, and that's a beautiful thing. And no one stays on top forever. Who even wants to live in a world like that, where one person gets to sit at the top of the heap forever? So, when that door opens and your replacement comes through, don't be bitter, don't be jaded, don't need homage, don't need, and I say this, because that was my struggle, I wanted homage, I wanted to be honored, I wanted to be acknowledged, and we find out that the world don't do that. That's just not how it is. So learn from the mistakes of those who've come before you, and just do it because it's in you to do it. Don't do anything that it's not really in you to do, because I'm telling you, when your replacements show up, you will be bitter. You will be resent-filled, and you will be jaded. Don't let the industry make you that one, because there's so many examples of bitter, dark-skinned people. So many examples of bitter melanin. I myself, I'm the lemon and the honey, Sometimes I could be a little bit more lemon than honey. So I don't want that for you. And that's all. So that's everything that I wanted to say in this video. Sending well wishes to all of the people who were affected by the Hurricane Ida, both in New York and Queens and New Jersey and in New Orleans, all of the news, everywhere in the Gulf. I love you all. Be well. Down Benando, I say cool. Keep spinning and turning in Gani Yanko Kalukalo, which means I'm a child of God Goddess. And if I am, you know you are. Have a blessed day, past, present, and future.